Ever wondered how science, gets used to sell a product? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a pitch for something called the healing wave. We're going to deconstruct its own marketing materials piece by piece just to see how they build their case. So, the pitch starts with a really big question, one that's designed to get you thinking right away. Can a simple sound wave actually activate your body's healing mode? I mean, that's the core promise, right? It totally sets the stage for everything that's about to come.
All right, so what exactly is this so-called healing wave? Well, according to the source material, it's all about activating something called theta brainwaves. Right away, they ground their big idea in this specific, scientific-sounding concept. These waves are the key.
And here's the roadmap they give us. The text promises to show us 4 science-backed ways to get this wave gone. It's a super clear structure, so let's follow the breadcrumbs and see where they lead. Okay, now this is where the strategy starts to become pretty clear. The pitch introduces 3 ways to do this, but pay close attention to how it frames every single one of them. They're either too hard, too expensive, or just not practical. This is a classic setup, right? It's designed to make their own solution look way, way better.
So path number 1 is a biofeedback machine. Source says, yeah, this works. But then boom, it immediately hits you with the cost. It points out that sessions start at around $300 an hour. That's a pretty high barrier to entry right off the bat.
Method number 2 is pretty wild. Wake up at 4:30 in the morning. The text says it's great for theta waves, but then it immediately shoots it down, saying it's tiring. It even has this great line where the author admits, I don't even do this myself. That's such a relatable way to make something seem totally impractical, isn't it?
And for the third path, we have traditional meditation. And it's the same story, right? The source acknowledges that, yeah, research shows it helps, but then it's framed as this massive time commitment. It's called very hard and time-consuming. You need a whole hour every day. The message is clear. Who's got time for that?
So after setting up these 3 really challenging paths, the pitch makes its big move. It pivots. Now it's ready to introduce its own solution. And guess what? It's framed as the easy, accessible answer to all those problems they just spent time describing.
And the language they use here is so deliberate. The text doesn't just, suggest another way. It states, flat out, this is the easiest way by far. See, it's not just another option. They're positioning this as the undisputed champion.
So here it is, the big reveal. The solution is a special sound wave that claims to give you all the benefits of that hour-long meditation, but in just 20 minutes. It's all about efficiency and ease. That's the core pitch.
Okay, so they've positioned their solution as the easiest path forward. Now, of course, they have to explain the mechanics. How does this sound wave claim to do all this? Let's dig into the science that they present.
So the key term they use is neural entrainment. The source material describes it as a technology that NASA uses, which guides your brain into that theta state with sound waves. And, dropping the name NASA, that's a powerful way to borrow a little bit of scientific authority.
And to really drive the point home, the material throws out a powerful statistic. It says that older Americans who listened to this kind of therapy saw a 41% reduction in pain. A specific number like that, it just makes everything feel more concrete, more believable, doesn't it? In the process itself, they lay it out in 3 super simple, effortless steps. 1, pop on some headphones. 2, relax for 20 minutes. 3, theta gets activated beneath your awareness. I love that last part. It implies the magic just happens. You don't even have to do anything.
Okay, so they've established the problem, they've presented their easy solution, and they've explained the science. Now the story moves into its final act, the sale. Let's break down the actual offer.
So, the price for the main thing is a one-time payment of $39. Now, remember that $300 an hour biofeedback machine they talked about at the very beginning? See what they did there? By setting that super high price anchor early on, this $39 price tag is designed to feel like an absolute bargain in comparison.
But that's not all, of course. To really sweeten the deal, they bundle it with what they claim is $197 in free bonuses. You get an ebook, something called The Healing Prayer, and an infographic. It's a classic strategy, right? Stack the value to make the offer feel way bigger.
And to seal the deal, to remove any last bit of hesitation, they add the final piece, a 90-day money-back guarantee. This is that classic move to take all the risk off of you, the customer, which makes saying yes a whole lot easier.
So when you step back and look at the whole thing, the way it sets up these difficult problems only to swoop in with an easy, science-backed solution, then piles on the bonuses and a risk-free guarantee, it really makes you think.
It leaves us with this one big, important question. When does science stop being science and start being a really well-crafted sales pitch?